And just land as best you can. And whatever is arising in your mind, just allow that to be there. And welcome, Anna. Haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you. Yay. Anna's in Liverpool, right? Yeah, got it right now. So just check your sitting posture. Sits bones slightly raised. Shoulders over the hips. And lengthen the spine. So just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. And beyond. And the head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down looking along the length of the nose, tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and relax the jaw. And just imagine bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, back of the head, release any tension there, the ears, the temples, back of the tongue, the jaw again. And if you're experiencing any tension in the back of the neck, just try and release it as best you can. Let the shoulder blades and the shoulders drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and the limbs, hands, fingers and feet and toes, and bring the mind to the breath. And just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And just notice if there's any sounds in your environment, just allow them to be there. Try not to follow with the mind. Push them away. And then just return very gently to the breath and notice what's arising in your mind. And whatever is popping up today, whatever's bubbling to the surface, just know that it's okay. It's totally fine, however you are turning up. And try and put some space in between your thoughts. And allow them to arise and abide, and try not to engage or get entangled or get swept away by them. So we just put ourselves on the bank of our river and just watch as an objective observer. And then we're free. So bring to mind all the people of your life. And we have our very, very dear friends, the ones we love. Our besties, our families, our children, our spouses. And then there's those people in our life that we try to push away. And then there's the strangers. And just remembering that at any point in time, the friend, the enemy, and the stranger, they can all change place. And they all are deserving of our concern equally, because why? Because everybody wants to be happy and no one wants to suffer. And everyone is the same, just like you, in this, having this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think that we'll do this Vajrasattva purification practice for all these people of our life, for ourselves, and by extension all sentient beings. So just remembering there is no negativity that we cannot purify. There's nothing that we've done or said or thought that can't be rectified, can't be purified. And this purification process is a psychological one. We're using our mind. We use our mind to create negativity, so we can use our mind to create positivity. So the first of the four opponent powers is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. Everything we experience is due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret the anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we rely upon the Buddha, who has the methods we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing the Buddha to forgive us. It's not like some higher power that has the power. We're the ones who have the power. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon Vajrasattva's methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can imagine this is your teacher, your Lama, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, which is born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. Just imagine he has this beautiful, radiant, white, radiant face, translucent, with these eyes the shape of lotus petals. And here his eyes are peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth, his hair is black and held up in a top knot, his arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. This symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you may have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because they will suffer as a result of the harm they have done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the purification of the body. So Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose or from a waterfall, very forcefully, powerfully from his heart. And it kind of arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyato Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyato Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So the next is a purification of speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of the body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you and overflowing. And as it's overflowing quite powerfully, strongly, as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Duda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata Vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of the mind. And imagine now Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and into your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you switch on a light, that light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all the attachment and neediness and anger and violence, depression, resentment, jealousy and bitterness and grudges are all instantly dispelled, not one item left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabhava mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. They're gone. And imagine now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And so next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. So imagine this time Vajrasattva sending light and nectar. And if you wish, you can recite a couple of mantras each for the visualization of the body, the speech and the mind that we've just done. Or if that's a little bit too much activity in the mind, you can just imagine light and nectar pouring in, filling you completely, and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mibowa Sutokaya Mibowa Sipokaya Mibowa Anarakta Mibowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So now feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So next is the power of resolve, and this is the most important step, Venerable Robina says. And the reason for this is that, we're just going to keep repeating the same things over and over again until we make a decision to stop. So completely stopping is because we've got habits and we're human and we have a heart and we get hurt and we just kind of express. We have to kind of say, maybe let's just think about refraining, maybe for 30 seconds or 5 minutes or overnight while I'm asleep. And we start with that, humbly thinking about what it is we can do in terms of our own habits to start refraining from doing things that are harmful for others and also for ourselves. So we're basically just starting to work on our minds. And that's fantastic. So this is something to rejoice. And this determination to try and refrain, to not do again, is what gives us the courage and the strength to change. So we just have to make a decision. I will decide. And then once we decide, we'll do something. So to conclude, Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE would call that union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. So we think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created together doing this purification to all those people of our life and to all sentient beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, we can chant this. Ho tup shul chang shin jam gon Galloway, Tenzin kyong pel away kunzo dog porze. Chog sum kur away leg mon to a drob. Pa dog sog dulje gondu jab ten chog. And for Lama Ursel Venerable One, to whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Shera, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Good night. Sleep well. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and lots of love. And thank you for hosting, Shayla. Okay. Sweet dreams, everybody. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.